reason for it being so free, and even though it's a high security jail, everybody in there has got over 10 years. Why is it so free? It's because everybody in there's got over 10.
Yeah.
Nobody's going anywhere.
Yeah.
Just their tone, body language, everything is aggressive. Like everything is, you're a prisoner, you're gonna do what you're told, innit? Or you're gonna get mashed up. From what I understand about the
having
situation, he's
disagreement.
having a disagreement with his friends because he's had an altercation. They've end up coming down, and now the youth's dead. We had it out. I understand, but these times, I've only got my hands.
Yeah.
They're swinging their knives at me, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, cut me in my face, down in my neck. I had enough.
Yeah.
I literally just had enough, bro. I had like near enough 2 years of knockbacks, 2 years of them just moving the goalposts.
Delinquent Nation, Prison Diaries. We're back here for part 2. We got Tion back. There was a very good response from the first episode, my bro.
Yeah, love for everyone that's shown support, and you know the comments and that. It's been amazing and that. So
Yeah,
appreciate it.
come on, my bro. You spitting some facts, man. But I wanna start where we left off. Yeah, 'cause we was talking about relationships and that.
Yeah.
So, so we spoke about girls and whatnot, but I want to now speak. I know you got a daughter. So
Yeah,
how
I
was
got a
it
daughter
like?
now.
So did you have your child?
I had a son just before. I had my son just before I went to prison.
Just before you went to prison.
Yeah.
Okay, so how was it like growing up? And I know you done 10 years, but how was it like maintaining that relationship while your son was, you know?
It was hard, like, because he was still like literally a baby, bro. He was about 6 or 7 months
Yeah.
when I got the sentence, and his mum, even at the time, was too young to come to see me by herself.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? So you have to, when you're below, I think when you're below 17 or no 18,
18, yeah.
you have to be come with an appropriate adult or something like that. You know what I mean? So from that initial like hiccup, it just made things difficult. Because if you can imagine, I'm on the road and I'm living like an adult. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now having an establishment say that she can't just come to see me by herself, it's a bit.
Yeah.
We've got to get people to bring her, mum or auntie or whoever's available to try and bring her. So that was kind of hard at the beginning. And then moving around a lot. I saw him a lot, but like the longest time I spent with my son was like on a family visit, bro.
Them long all-day visits, basically.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? And like that was one of the first times that it actually hit me of like what I need to do to get out. And he was
reality.
He was my purpose for the initial change, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To try and maintain that relationship. So I did a lot of like courses, like Fathers Inside and parenting courses.
Yeah.
At the end of them normally come with like a family visit or a presentation where your kid and their mum or your partner could come in, do you know what I mean? So I was doing those for a while.
Did you do Storybook Dad?
Storybook Dad.
Yeah.
His book was The Gruffalo.
The Gruffalo.
Yeah.
Can you just explain that for those that don't know what story?
So basically, Storybook Dad is like, you can. There's two different versions because I've been to like 11 different prisons.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple different versions of it. So one of them is basically like you're able to get children books, child's books, whatever type of book that you know that your kids likes, and you're able to record audios of your voice
reading the book. So
that way, like, you know, your kid can still hear you, still maintaining that bond to a certain degree,
Yeah.
because you could play it to the kid at any time when they're sleeping, and you can always do different ones.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then there was the ones where you had to do a course for about 3 or 4 weeks, and in that course it would be like just parenting support, dealing with partners,
Yeah.
you know, like conflict issues within like relationships, domestics, and all of that stuff, and what your child is privy to as a young child in your care, like what drips into them. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
when you finish doing that course, you can do the family day.
Yeah.
You normally do the presentation, so you'll end up like reading a specific, you end up doing a play of the story. So like I said, his one was the Gruffalo.
Yeah.
So we ended up like about 9 or 10 of us each reading a different chapter. So it looks like we was reading to our kids
Oh, yeah.
in
yeah.
a big group, and like dramatizing
Yeah.
the
book,
words
yeah,
and the
yeah.
book, and just playing it out. So those things kind of helped for a while. But then I suppose like as he got bigger now and started to understand and realize where he was going, it kind of became a bit more difficult to maintain that relationship.
Yeah, of course. I was thinking that, so like, cause I'm just trying to really, you know, put myself in your shoes. Cause my little one's like 7 months now.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's literally the same age
yeah,
when you went away.
yeah.
Like, was that adding extra? Like, did that add extra pressures to your sentence? Like, or to the beginning of your bird? Like, you know, or was
Yeah.
you not mature enough to really deep it?
It did. It added a lot of pressures because I wasn't able to be a dad. I wasn't able to provide like support to his mum in any type of physical way.
Yeah.
Like I might have been able to ask people to do things, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's never gonna be received or delivered the same as if it was
You.
as if it was me. Do you know what I'm saying? And it did definitely make it harder, bro.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
I can imagine. How old was he when you first saw him being in jail?
Remember I said I was in and out for a little while. So the first time I came out of prison, she was near enough pregnant. So when I went to prison, I saw him from near enough a baby.
Yeah.
I remember them handing him to me like over the, you know, like over the table. Some of the tables have got the thing there.
Oh, and
and
yeah.
he was literally, he couldn't walk around. He would,
Yeah.
like, I literally saw him walk, crawl, all of that stuff, on visits, bro.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I literally watched my son grow like over probably about 8 years, 7 years over visits, bro. Because it was coming towards the end where I didn't really see him as much.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just becoming like, it was getting difficult, and I kind of realized at that time, in order for me to get where I needed to be, I kind of had to be selfish at that point
Yeah.
and only think about what I had to do in order to get out.
Out of jail, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because even the thought of missing him was stressing me out, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? It was putting me in a bad state. Like, it wasn't giving me the motivation anymore, bro.
Yeah.
To understand, because I'd been in there so long and I'd had so many knockbacks at that time. They know I have a son that I've basically never really met, and they don't care.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? That is not a driving factor for them to let me out. So I can't use it as a motivation for me to get released, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I had to just literally focus on me and wanting to get myself out for me and focusing on what they wanted me to do.
Yeah. Like, what did your son think, yeah, when he was old enough to start obviously talking and making sense? Like, did he think that was just normal? Like, because obviously that's all he knows, isn't it? Seeing his dad and that. Did he think that was just normal? Or did he think you was just working away or something like that?
At first, it was like daddy's working.
Mm.
For a little while, it was daddy's working, but then mummy starts to work or
Yeah.
granddad's working, and they coming back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Couldn't run it for too long.
do you know what I'm saying? And he's got sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, all right, cool. I don't have to tell him all the ins and outs of it, but we can start to let him know like where I am. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm not coming home, because work is not a good enough excuse
Yeah.
anymore, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So once it became a fact that he really knew where I was, that's when the countdown for him to kind of stop coming
Yeah.
was in place. And his mum had said it to me a few years like when he was little, like when he gets to a certain point, she doesn't really
Want to bring
feel
him?
comfortable with him coming. And it's keeping it real, bro. I don't want these people searching up my son, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Of
saying?
course
And
not. Yeah.
all of them type of things. Some jails, I couldn't even have him or certain people come to see me because of the environment the visit hall was in, bro. Like, it's liable to go off in here
Yeah.
at any
Fights and
time,
that,
bro. Do you
yeah.
understand? So it's not safe for me to bring. I could bring like Mandem and like my dad and whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? But like my mum or my nan, people, my son, I wouldn't bring to visits. I would just ride out the time I was there, bro. Because I tend to move around a lot. I didn't like to stay in one place for too long, bro. If I'm in a prison, I'm normally on like 3 or 4 of the wings.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Or I tend to move around just to break up the time.
Yeah. Of course. That is a thing in jail. Like, especially when you're doing a long one. Like, when you stay on if you stay on the same wing, or like,
It becomes tedious, bro.
yeah, it's just like your environment's not switching.
It's some people don't get it twisted. Like, they can't take that new feeling, bro. Do you understand? Like, oh my God, I'm going to a new wing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying, or something? But me, I kind of needed to switch it up, bro, for the sentence I was doing.
Yeah.
Especially, like I said before, phones and fighting, bro.
Yeah.
See, the minute one of those things happen, I need out of my time's up now.
Yeah.
My card has been marked.
Yeah.
My time is up. Like, my
Time
cut and
to
true
go.
stage is over, bro. Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's time to go now. So I always kept it moving in that regards, because it just broke up the time. So then I spent 6 months here, a year there, 18 months there. There's only one prison I actually spent like near enough 3 years in.
Oh.
All the rest of my time, it was chopped up between different prisons.
Why did you spend longer in that prison? Was it just like?
At these times, I reached the appropriate age now.
Yeah.
I'm 21, so I was allowed to go to a high security jail, a BCAT. So they sent me to Southside.
Oh yeah.
They don't accept YOs there
Yeah.
under no circumstances. So once I got there, it was like, it's a different world there, bro. Like, you get there,
I know they got cooking facilities and that.
you got the cooking facilities. That wasn't even the thing that threw me off, bro. Like, the first thing was, like, Gov, how do I? And he's like, my name ain't Gov. All right, sir, how can I? My name ain't Sir. Like, bro, what's your name then?
Yeah.
Call me Jason.
Oh.
Like, are you sure? You're going to write me up for this, bro? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Like, no, everybody here, you call them by their name.
Yeah.
And then I started to see the cooking facilities, all of this stuff, snooker tables. And for a month or two, bro, I was gassed. Like, prison already didn't really bother me, like the conditions. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I could handle the prison conditions. It's what come attached to my sentence that made the time difficult, bro. But actual prison itself, if you know how to just humble yourself and be at peace, you can cut through.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But Swellside, for like a month or even 2, bro, reality wasn't real. It's like, this place is literally just freedom.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But I couldn't understand why it was like that, bro. I couldn't understand the reason for it being so free. And even though it's a high security jail, everybody in there has got over 10 years. Why is it so free? It's because everybody in there has got over 10.
Yeah.
Nobody's going anywhere
Yeah.
anytime soon. So they want you to be as comfortable as possible, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be comfortable here in this state. And do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is where I'm living now for the rest of my days. I wasn't trying to do that, but that's how it makes you feel. So that's how I ended up staying there for so long, because I'm seeing people I haven't seen for years
Yeah.
that have been there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's comfortable, it's close to home,
Yeah.
you can cook. It's an environment to make you feel comfortable, because
A lot
you're
of people are
most
spending
likely
life.
gonna be there for a very long time. So
Yeah.
it's just easier if we all get along.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there wasn't any officers on the landings.
Yeah.
Like, none, bro. They used to open the doors and then leave.
It's Swell side like Spurs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, some of them are Spurs, some of them are wings. They're
Open
like,
wings.
It's just, they got new units and
Okay.
old units, basically, innit? But it's all on the island, bro.
Yeah.
Like, on the island, you got the three different.
Jails. You got
Three different
Elmley,
jails.
Swell side, and Stamford.
And my plan at that time when I first got there was, all right, this is a B cat, there's a C cat to the left, and a D cat to the right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go there.
Yeah.
Like, that was the plan. Didn't really work out like that,
No.
but
And that's what I was gonna get into next, because Swell side is like, it's funny that you said you enjoyed it there most, because like Swell side is notorious like for
it's dangerous, bro.
it being dangerous.
It's
and
dangerous,
and
bro. You can actually like lose your life in that prison.
that's what I was gonna say. Like I've come across a lot of man in, like, even when I was in the high securities myself,
Yeah.
they used to try and threaten me with, I'm gonna send you Isla
Swell side.
Sheppy,
Yeah.
I'll send you
Yeah.
sort. And obviously, because like all the man them was there, like I didn't mind you, but it was like I did a lot of man that I met that came from Swell side
Yeah.
had at least one chop on them. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah,
a lot of
it
man
was-
was getting chopped up. There.
It's just like a pressure keg, bro. And majority of the time it runs smooth. But when it goes off, bro. And that's in both respects to the prisoners and the staff. The staff, like I said, when they used to open the doors, bro, you don't see them. But make someone get chopped or stabbed or hot oiled or something like that, bro, they come aggressive, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even mind fights and that.
Yeah.
Just for fights, they will just come normal. But for them type of things, they come aggressive. And then on the prison side, bro,
Can you elaborate quickly on the aggression? I think a lot of
just
people
in
don't
terms
know.
of
Yeah.
just in terms of like, they have like the DST unit, so you know the all black,
Yeah.
the all blacks
Security.
come, the securities come, just their tone, body language, everything is aggressive. Like, everything is, you're a prisoner, you're gonna do what you're told, innit? Or you're gonna get mashed up. We're not even
And they will batter
You're
you,
not getting
yeah.
IEP or write up. We're gonna mash you up, bro.
Yeah.
At this
I
point
don't think
here.
enough people
They've
know
got the
that.
dogs.
Yeah.
They've got the dogs out.
So you can't move. Yeah.
All of that, bro. Do you understand? Like, it's and this is not officers on your landing.
Yeah.
These are officers you just see floating about
Yeah.
on the wing.
Yeah.
So they don't have a natural day-to-day rapport with you. They don't care. They've just been told there's been a stabbing on A wing. Go find a knife.
Yeah.
Simple. They're turning over everybody.
Yeah.
Even if you're the best behaved prisoner on the wing, bro. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then in regards to the prisoners now, majority of the time, bro, everybody is so polite, bro.
Yeah.
So polite. Like, the please and the thank yous, and like, bro, I used to get people saying like wagwan and hello to me like 50 times a day, bro.
Yeah.
50 times a day, you know. I've seen you 50 times
Yeah.
today. And every time I see you, you nod at me.
Yeah.
Or you say, well, go on.
Yeah.
Or you cool. And what I got to realize was, because everybody in there is on such a long sentence, and it's mainly for like violence, when that one person is saying saying hello to you 50 times a day, he's just trying to make sure that you're good.
Yeah.
That you and him are personally all right
Yeah.
throughout the day. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, I had friends who were obviously lifers and whatnot, and bro, before we banged up, everything would be good. We'd be cracking joke, busting up, everything, bro. Even while we're banged up, I'm calling you like, yo, S,
Yeah.
like, raw, put it on channel 5.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You see, as soon as the door opens, I'm seeing a man come out that I was talking to throughout the night. Vex, bro. Like, face is push up. You can see that if anybody talks to them right now, they're willing to do the mad thing,
Yeah.
bro.
Go all the way. Yeah.
And you just have to know how to leave people alone.
Yeah.
Don't go and ask him 100 times, are you all right, bro? What's going on? What do you mean? He's got 20 years. You really have to ask him what's all right.
Yeah.
That could just be pissing him off today.
Yeah.
To get what I'm saying. So you have to realize and respect each other's space and give a man time to come to you and say, raw, this is what's going on, or this is pissing me off, rather than, because I've seen a man genuinely try to care about someone and be like, raw, what's wrong? Like, just tell me what's going on. And then bam, them two have ended up in a madness now, because at this point he don't care about no one, brother. He doesn't even really know you. He's just met you in jail. We've only been on the landing for a year or two together, bro, but I don't know you, blood. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's how I ended up being in there so long. But when I ended up getting an opportunity to come out, it was crazy. My next door, they come to him and said, yeah, you're going to the Mount.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, I'm not going. I refuse to go. They're like, you sure? He's like, yeah. They shut his door and opened my door like, Roger, want to go to the Mount? And before I could even think about it, I'm like, yeah, let's go.
But okay, before you get into that, I just wanted to, because you just touched on what I had an interview with someone else, and I mentioned that, like, the differences between, high securities A and B cats and C cats. Yeah, there's a massive difference. Like
massive.
Like the caliber of man, like man will be respectful because man are all living there. You know,
bro,
what I'm
man
saying?
ain't even telling you in B cat, like in Soulside, man's not even really telling you like shut up.
Yeah,
Or do you know what I'm saying? Or like, you're a dick. Man, I'm not saying those things. And then, all right, look, I was in there so long that when I came out and got to a C cat, I actually got into a situation with a youth that was just like, well, shut up. And
yeah.
like, what? This time I'm ready to go here. You know? I'm ready to go right here, bro.
Yeah.
To understand. And it was a couple man there like, bro, no, he's a dickhead, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not even like that. He just talks a lot to you. Just be easy, to the point where I started to realize everybody here sees me as a madman, bro.
Yeah.
Coming from
them places.
Places there, and I'm here just, I can't even take a joke. But it's because nobody jokes.
Yeah, a lie.
Nobody jokes there, bro.
Man's
not running joke, bro. Man's not running joke.
Yeah. Not them type of jokes.
Not them type of jokes, bro.
Yeah.
To understand? Like, it's not happening, bro, because it will get really real, bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, a 1,000,000%, bro. Like, I had the same complex that I come out of B cat, went to C cat, and it was like a whole new world. And then it was like, you can see the man that wouldn't even last a day in.
Everybody's a bad boy in C cat.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah,
everybody, because they're all on the same playing field. Everybody's just going home.
Yeah,
in and out.
They've got not much.
The behavior is like, I've been with man that was in B cat and then gone to a C cat and seen a totally different person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, in the B cat, you're still allowed your jewels and all those things if you can get them, if you can keep them and get them through.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, if you can't square up and defend your things, bro, it's gonna go missing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's definitely like, man get robbed in jail.
Of course,
for their things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I've seen man that ain't had anything there, and then we've got to C cat, and he's requested all his jewels.
Yeah. All of a sudden,
like all his jewels, all of a sudden, like red bottoms, everything, bro. And it's like, raw, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Like, attitude is all different, bro. And it's like, raw, okay, you know what? Like, I let you live in it, because that's not my thing, bro. As soon as you kind of like interfere with my lifestyle now, then I'll remind you of who you are, innit?
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just funny to watch, bro.
Yeah, 100. I wanted to touch on as well, because I don't think I was really able to articulate it. But like, a lot of people ask, like, what's the difference between the violence in high securities, like A and B cats, like, not remand B cats,
Yeah.
but like sentence B cats, yeah. And then C cats, and obviously there are choppings that go on in C cats here and there, but it's
They're raw. Do you know what is it? Like you see the sea cats, yeah. The sea cats tend to get really bad when, for two reasons. Either when the man them from the high security start to progress and they get there,
yeah,
or they have a gang problem.
mm,
Those are the only two things that really affect the sea cat, because everybody there is some type of caliber of a prisoner, bro.
yeah,
They're on their way out to a closer bit of rehabilitation.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So that's the only, like, B cat now and A cat, plain and simple, you'll die, bro.
you die in it. Like that's what
You'll die, and the govs won't find you until it's time
to
to
lock
do
up.
last
Yeah.
count, bro.
Yeah.
Or lunchtime. And in those type of jail, no man ain't killing you before lunch unless he has to.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If that's not the case, bro, the last lockup is the last lockup. They'll find you, bro.
yeah. 1 million. 1 million.
Nobody's coming to check on you. Nobody's caring about your welfare to see if you're all right or anything like that. Even to the point where when you're on basic and swell side, they don't even bang you up. You have to bang yourself up, bro.
Yeah,
And they will come to your door every hour and see if you're in there. If you're not in there, they won't even say anything to you, bro.
yeah,
They'll just go back to the office. When your 14 days are up and you go back to the office expecting to get your telly back and all of these things back, he's going to say, well, do you know what?
you didn't bang up this
Yesterday, I came to your cell, you went in there. On the second, my Mr. Whatever walked past and you went in there. You're not supposed to be getting food from the kitchen. I see you at the kitchen, handing your tub in, walking in and out of the kitchen. Another 2 weeks. Like, for fuck's sake.
and then you can't spend in that. Yeah,
Bam. And next 2 weeks now, he keeps doing the same thing. They just told you, all right, cool, 3 weeks now.
yeah,
To the point where you go and bang yourself up, bro.
yeah. Just to get off your base.
Just to get off the basic. Your visits are an hour.
Yeah, and your canteen's like £3 a week.
£3 a week. Your life is stressed, but you're still free. If you want to come out, bro, come out.
Yeah,
Do what you want to do, basically. But we're gonna hit you where it's gonna hurt you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Type of thing, and that's the difference. In like CCAT, basic, you're behind your door, bro. No gov ain't letting you out.
Yeah,
You all have to convince that gov when your basic's over that you're not on basic anymore.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it finished yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, I'm allowed out. He's all going to the office to check
Yeah.
with the SO because he's not trying to get into no issues. You've got youths that, you know, like when it's road checking that in CCAT, you've got youths disappearing, bro.
yeah,
Running away, hiding from the count and that.
yeah.
You can't do that in
Yeah.
BCAT and ACATs, bro.
Yeah.
They'll put you in a jumpsuit.
Yeah, you got an E-man suit and an escape suit.
In a yellow and blue suit,
Yeah,
take away all your things, and that will be your life for the next year, bro.
yeah.
If you play those type of games.
Yeah, what?
CCAT is just, I saw it like an enclosed uni, bro.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? More than anything, the facilities are normally better. The spaces you're allowed to go in are more freer and better. And it's the same thing for DCAT. When I got to DCAT, bro, I was lost. Like, what am I supposed to do?
yeah. I'm gonna go through all your things because we was about to go into C-cat, but I just want to touch a bit more on the B-cats, yeah. So obviously you said like one of your main issues in jail was like fighting, yeah. So there's two questions I want to ask you. This is a question I usually ask, mainly as a deterrent.
Yeah.
People that thinking, right, it's a holiday camp in there and they can just go there and whatever. What was the worst violence you've seen or heard of? And then afterwards, tell me what was the worst bit of violence that you've probably been involved in yourself?
You see, at that point in my life, even before jail, bro, violence was just normal, bro.
Yeah.
To understand? So there wasn't any particular things that were happening that made me think, oh my God, like, that was disastrous. You know what I'm saying? It was always just one thing to a next thing to a next thing. So literally in there, bro, I didn't even witness it. I witnessed the aftermath.
Yeah.
Let's say. So there's a man working in the kitchen having a problem with another man. And he's
Hot
got
oil.
he's got the butcher knife, bro.
Oh, they had butcher knives in there.
Yeah, he's got the big like 12-inch knife, bro.
Wow. Yeah.
And he's plunged my man. He's actually stabbed him in there. And like I said, I didn't see it. Not many people saw it because it was in the kitchen. What we did see was dinner's at 5 o'clock, bro, and we haven't eaten at 9:30, 10 o'clock.
The claret everywhere.
There's no dinner, bro.
Yeah.
To the point they've got us locked up and everybody is going mad. It's 10 o'clock at night and nobody's ate
Yeah.
food. You've locked off the kitchen so nobody could cook. I've got meat seasoned and all these things. Like, bro, I've got food on the pot and in the kitchen, bro. The incidents happen and they're like, everyone away. Man's just thinking like, raw, it's going to be for like 20 minutes, an hour. This was like 11 o'clock. I remember because it was a specific incident, bro. It was like 11 o'clock that it happened, like 12 o'clock leading up to lunch, bro.
Yeah.
And we got lunch and that was it.
Wow.
That was it, bro. The youth got stabbed and they've got a police station on the island too.
Okay.
And a fire brigade service on the island too. So whenever incidents happens, they're the first ones to come in. So obviously the police have come in. They've had to get the helicopter to airlift the guy.
Yeah.
All of this is taking time, and they're not continuing with dinner service until the kitchen is made safe. Obviously, there's blood all around. The govs are going around after like 5 hours, and they're explaining to everyone because everybody's people are hungry, bro.
Yeah.
Not everybody has access to cook or canteen.
Yeah.
Like people in prison, as you know, like some of them, the majority of them, actually depend on the meals that they're provided, bro.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So you can imagine from 12 o'clock you're giving us sandwiches, like a roll,
Yeah.
crisp and that, and it's 10 o'clock now.
Yes, you just had a sandwich all day.
All day. I got food in myself.
Yeah.
I'm good. I can make noodles and whatever. I'm all right.
Yeah.
But people are hungry, bro.
Mm.
It took till about 10 o'clock, 10:30 and we didn't even get hot food.
Yeah.
We got like a little goodie bag thing with like extra sandwiches and chocolate and
Yeah.
crisp and milk and cereal, fruit and all these things, and told Ross, sorry, there was a serious incident. Everything should go back to normal in the morning.
Oh, word.
Like, other than that, they tried to wrap up incidents as quickly as possible, try not to disturb the rest of the jail's routine unless it's like 100% necessary.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because you upset a lot of people,
Yeah.
especially when you're giving them routine and regularity like every day. Once you change that, people in there become mad. I'm supposed to be at gym now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm supposed to be at gym now, brother. I've woke up. I've drank my protein shake. I've done my pre-little workout. I'm supposed to be at gym now. They don't care that there's an incident happened on whatever house block, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And the govs are dragging it out. When's gym?
Yeah.
Now they ain't gone gym. They're pissed off for the whole day. Now they've come out angry and aggressive. They ain't released the testosterone or whatever and if you think about it, that's just a guy wanting to go gym. There's about 1,000 other people in there wanting to do. Someone wants to use the phone. Someone wants to use the shower. Someone's got a visit. All of this stuff, bro. Do you understand? So they try to. They normally tend to like wrap up those incidents as quick as possible. But when like the police are involved, for instance, bro, there's not much that they can do because they gotta preserve the scene,
Forensics.
all
All of these
cameras, investigation, all of this.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that was the worst incident that I witnessed in Swellside. But before that and after that, I saw numerous stabbings, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
But they're
numerous
just like
hot
spikes
oils,
or.
numerous like Russians, man get beat up.
Mm.
It's just normal, bro. See a man get beat up right next to me and still carry on with what man's doing. Like, it's not like it gets to the point where it's just not out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? CCAT is not. CCAT, you'll mainly see like just the govs having to bend people up.
Break up fights and that.
Either breaking up fights, someone's refusing bang up, or they've climbed on the roof, or something like that, bro. They're on basic, they've smashed up, and you know what I'm saying? It's more of those kind of issues in CCATs. And if you cause a serious threat to the security in CCAT, they have a proportionate like system in place to maintain you and then ship you back to a higher category that can manage you. Basically.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Once they start to see that you're not CCAT material, so to say, they can still like control you. Do you get what I mean? But they can't manage you day to day. So they will control you to the point where
we send you to BCAT.
we'll send you to a BCAT or send you to an ACAT or just anywhere, bro. But here, basically,
just ship you out
anywhere. But here, we don't care. You've been enough of a problem here. And the CCATs, BCATs, they will, even if you're like, even some dispersals, even if you're a problem, bro, they will keep, because they know how to manage you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They've got this, like, most of the staff there are used to dealing with long termers.
Yeah.
Not just people going home in 3 months, 2 months. Do you know what I'm saying? So that was the main difference that I realized going from, like, let's say from a BCAT to CCAT. And I started in Wood Hill, which is an ACAT.
ACAT, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Before they had a YO unit in there. So basically, when I used to come out for dinner, I'm coming out by myself.
Okay, yeah.
Because I can't mix with the adults.
Okay, yeah.
Social, I don't get associations for the adults.
Yeah.
Exercise, I go by myself.
Yeah.
Until they made a YO unit.
Would you start up?
I wasn't even started up. It was because my gang affiliation was so high. And when I first started to go to jail, there was like Edmonton youths.
Yeah.
In, let's say, Feltham, for instance.
Yeah.
So when my bus is pulling up to Feltham, and it's time to take me off the bus, they're taking my paperwork off the bus first.
Yeah.
And then realizing I can't be here. I can't be associated with this guy, that guy, this guy. And they're all in the prison. And I'm known to attack them.
Yeah.
Or to attack anybody associated with them. So prisons are refusing my entry.
Yeah.
To the point where I've gone to Feltham one time. They've refused to let me in. I've had to go back to Elim police station. Yeah. To the point where I'm speaking to the custody sergeant and saying, look, I just want to go to prison. He's looking at me like I'm mad. Like I'm crazy, you know, bro.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be in a police station. There's nothing in it.
Yeah.
It's just a slab and a sign for you to read.
Yeah.
Like I literally need to get
Police station.
into jail so I can have a shower, make a phone call, these type of things. I've been in the station because Feltham are not accepting me, and then Wood Hill was the only place that would take me, bro. And then even then they had to make contingencies for me being in there at that time, and up until they had like the young offenders unit.
Yeah.
So they turned a whole wing in the prison. So there's like 8 different wings in the prison, but only one wing in there is for 21s to 25s and 18s to 21s.
Okay.
Basically, do you know what I mean? Only one wing now. But when I first went there, none of that was there.
Yeah.
I'm there with grown men coming to my door like, right, what are you here for?
Yeah.
And I can't get out.
Yeah.
Like, they physically won't open the door, bro.
Yeah.
Like, when I go down for dinner, I'm getting all the bullshit that's left because they're feeding me last. They feed all the wing first and then, like, let the youngin' out. I come down there, it's like broccoli, rice.
What's that bullshit that they give you on that?
Like, all that dead stuff that's gone, bro.
What's that slop called again, bro? Brown slop. I forgot what it's called.
Bro, all that dead stuff, bro. And these times, remember I said I like to move around a lot, or I got shipped around a lot. So a lot of the times my menu choice wasn't in. I don't get to pick what I want to eat.
So you're just getting default.
Man's just getting default menus.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, unless the server you can see that you're alright type of thing, and then you'll get whatever's there. But at the start in Wood Hill, bro, it wasn't nice, bro.
Yeah. What about yourself though? Like, so what would you say the worst incident that you was involved in, like maybe affected you bad, or like, you know?
I'd probably say when I got stabbed.
You got stabbed in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably when I got stabbed. That was a real kind of decision-making point. I was just going up for parole.
Oh.
Like, literally just going up for parole. I had realized at that point what I needed to do to get home. So I wasn't really trying to attach myself to anybody in the prison. I was just literally just doing what I had to do and then going back to my cell.
Yeah.
So I'm not familiarizing myself with anyone. I'm not hanging out with anybody every day. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm literally just getting ready for parole and trying to show the prison that I'm not affiliated. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's weird how I actually got stabbed, because the boys that actually ended up stabbing me, I knew them from the very start of us coming to jail.
Oh, okay.
To get like the Feltham stage when everybody's on remand and that, yeah. And it was crazy, like, you know, when you're going to court and you're in the holding cells in, like, let's say Feltham before you get on the bus, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm there, he's there, one of the boys that stabbed me with his codies, I'm there with mine. And you can hear everything that's going on, bro. So I can hear this boy like, raw. I can hear him saying, I didn't tell you lot to kill him. Like, I didn't ask you lot to kill him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But from what I understand about the situation, he's
disagreement.
having a disagreement with his friends because he's had an altercation. They've end up coming down, and now the youth's dead, and now they're all on a murder case.
Yeah.
So it's like cutthroat, each for their own type of.
What, did it end up being a cutthroat trial?
I don't know too much
Yeah.
about it. This is just what I heard
yeah.
at the time, bro. This is what he's saying live in my face, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, flipping. He's saying, I didn't tell you not to kill him and all of this stuff. So I'm on a big case myself at the time with Cody's. Yeah, so I'm saying to them, none of you lot better sound like this guy here, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because you know, do you understand?
Yeah.
Forget that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So long story short now, we've all gone through the court process. Everybody's ended up getting their sentences. I've ended up meeting the guys, Cody's. So the friends he was talking to, I've ended up being in prisons with them.
Yeah.
Further on down the line, bro. And upon meeting them, you know, it's like, bro, what did you end up getting? Oh, I got 19. So I asked just out of curiosity, bro, what did he get?
Yeah.
He got about 7 or 8 years less than they did.
Oh,
So
okay.
my first thing was like, raw.
Did he snitch? Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, they're adamant that he didn't snitch, that he's cool, they're still blessed. So I'm saying, all right, cool, that's fine, you know, he's not my friend, bro.
Yeah.
Right now, me and you are kind of getting to know each other type of thing, so it's cool. We don't need him involved in the situation. I've moved to CCAT now, and this boy's end up coming to the CCAT, bro.
Yeah.
And he's seeing that I'm not running it, but everybody is attached to me in the prison.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get in.
Yeah.
So he's seeing me on the exercise yard, bro, and like he's hugging me. He's doing all these things. And I'm not trying to publicly embarrass the youth. So I'm showing him a little bit degree of love. Do you understand? But it's not that, bro. It's not that. I'm not trying to be, because I heard what you said.
Yeah.
Personally, even if your friends are telling me you didn't snitch, I heard what you said come out of your mouth. So I'm not trying to mix our energies and get close to you. Do you know what I'm saying? He took offense to it, bro.
Oh.
Do you understand? Like, he proper took offense to it. He even moved to the same wing I was on. I went on a visit one day and came back. I got a cellmate at this time. I've come back into my cell, bro, and the guy's in my cell. So I'm like, raw, look, bro, I heard what you said that time there. I'm not saying you're a snitch, bro. But right now, I'm going for parole, bro. I don't need all of this. Come out of my cell, I beg you, bro.
Yeah.
These times, he's feeling some type of way. And guys from my wing that I know have come into my cell now. So they're like, T, you good?
Yeah.
What's wrong with my man? Like, what's he saying? So I'm saying to them, look, don't make him feel like that, bro. He's a lifer, but he's an IPP, bro. Don't make him feel like that, bro. Do you understand? Open the door. Let the door be open so he has space to come out. He's not feeling like we're trying to do a thing, bro. Do you understand? I'm saying to him, bro, I beg you, just come out of my cell, bro. Do you understand? He's come out of my cell. The family slept on it for about 5 months, bro.
Word.
For about 5 months with another youth that I used to know from Feltham as well. And then one day I was trying to make it back to my wing, and they ended up like cornering me in a little tunnel that I couldn't really get out of. Both of them have choppers on them, bro.
Yeah.
You get me? And then I ain't gonna run, bro.
Mm.
Do you understand? So we had it out. Understand? But these times, I've only got my hands.
Yeah.
They're swinging their knives at me, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, cut me in my face, down in my neck.
Oh, yeah.
But these times we're still
Going at it.
going at it, bro. Do you understand? But like, obviously, I'm gonna get some type of
Yeah.
injuries, bro. And at that point there, that was the only thing that had ever happened to me, like
Yeah.
that severe
Yeah. Yeah.
in prison, to the point where I'd even gone to hospital and they wouldn't even let me come out of the hospital before they had adequate police there, bro.
Oh.
Like the ambulance are telling them I'm bleeding out, and they're like, no, we need the right amount of services to escort us to the hospital. It got to the point when we're traveling to the hospital, the gov's saying, "Bro, what are you in for?
Yeah.
Like, what are you in for?" And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "I've been on numerous hospital things, and I've never seen this much officers
Yeah.
have to escort us. I'm bleeding this time, you know. I don't know how big the scar is in my face as well. All I know is I've been cut in my face, bro. Do
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of panicking a little bit because it's my face.
Yeah.
Got to the hospital, and it just so happened that my family knew one of the nurses that worked in a random hospital, you know.
Yeah.
So as I've got there, she's like, "Guy, I can see him. He's come out of the van. I can see him." So this has made them get even more nervous, bro. Cause they're like, "How the hell do your people know that you're in this hospital? How did they even know you got stabbed?" They wouldn't let me make a phone call. They wouldn't let me do anything, bro. Do you understand? And then I was in the hospital for a few days. When I got back to the jail, straight to the block. I'm like, why am I in the block?
Yeah, they blocked you off.
I'm the one that got stabbed. Why am I in the block fighting? So it's like, fighting? That don't make sense. Like, what am I supposed to do? Let them kill me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Then it was like, all right, well, we're going to keep you in the block for good order and discipline of the prison, because now they're afraid that reprisals are going to happen to the youths. But I have parole in 6 weeks. You can't keep me here.
It's not good going to the
I
parole
can't
from
go
the
up
block.
for my parole from the block.
Yeah.
To understand? So it took like a good 2 weeks. I'm all still recovering, bro. Down there, I'm on, I don't know what type of medication, bro, that I was on. I was in pain. I still haven't seen my face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because the block, there's no mirrors in that, yeah.
There's no mirrors. I'm just being transported from one place to another. They've ended up dropping the case for the fighting. I'm telling them that there was officers there just standing there. No one even tried to help me.
Yeah.
But the maddest thing is the officers that were standing there were the gang unit officers in the prison.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were onto me. For the affiliation, for the amount of Tottenham boys that were in the jail and the amount of things that were going on, they're onto me. So it just seemed like, yeah, they felt like, well, at least he's finally getting
He's come up.
his comeuppance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they don't realise that these two youths could have actually killed me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I didn't, even if I run away, bro, they could have ended up just stabbing me in my back and things like that, bro. If I didn't fight, I don't think I would have come out as lucky as I did, because everything was just not superficial, but it was not as bad as it could have been, because I was active. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was a bit difficult. And even the parole board at the time, they wanted to see the scene where I got stabbed. So the officers had to take them to the scene and show them the pictures. And I had the same parole board members for the 3 years I was going through parole, bro.
Oh, what?
They got so invested with me, they refused to pass my case on to any other members, which was another reason why my parole got dragged out for so long. Because now when it's time to like sit back down, this guy's on holiday, or
Oh,
or
yeah,
she's on holiday.
yeah,
You need at least 2 members on the panel. I had
Yeah.
3,
yeah.
and they all have to sync their diaries, bro.
Okay, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because they all have a personal investment in what's going on
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
So that was my worst. Yeah, that was definitely my worst experience, like violence wise towards me.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I never got bent up by govs. Never.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, like that type of
Mm,
violations or trauma. I never went through that with them.
yeah.
Like that was my main one.
Okay. So let's get towards the end of your sentence now, yeah? So you've done all your courses, you've done all the necessary things. You even said, like, since the case, yeah, since the violence, like, it opened your eyes a bit and you have to do what you got to do. So coming up to your last parole, yeah, the one that where you get out, yeah,
Yeah.
what was the thought process and did you think you was getting it or like how was that?
At that point, bro, I just had enough.
Yeah.
I literally just had enough, bro. I had like near enough 2 years of knockbacks, 2 years of them just moving the goalpost.
Sorry, was you in DCAT?
No,
But you did make it to
I
DCAT.
made it to DCAT. I got kicked out twice,
Oh, yeah.
and I eventually got released from Elmley, which is a CCAT.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I got my DCAT from a CCAT, but they only gave me my DCAT because I got stabbed, bro.
Okay.
Because I got stabbed, there was officers there. The boys that stabbed me, their unit is on the other side of the jail.
Yeah. So
They have no
shouldn't even have
reason
been there.
to even be here.
Yeah.
So I'm saying right now, I'm trying to sue.
The prison, yeah.
I'm trying to sue for negligence and duty of care and all of those things, or I need to move from here.
Yeah, yeah.
So the DCAT was just the best sort of option. And then what they kind of used for me, because remember it's parole, bro. So I can go for 2 things. I can go for release, or I can go for DCAT.
DCAT, yeah.
Do you understand? Now, bearing in mind, when you do a certain amount of years in prison, probably over 7 years, they say you need the rehabilitation, bro. Do you understand? You need to reintegrate slowly. So
Yeah.
after I had been stabbed, I'm saying to them, look, this place is enough now. I'm going to die here.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm like? I need to go home
Yeah.
now. They're like, well, but you've been in prison for 7 years. Don't you think it would be more beneficial if you go to a DCAT and slowly? Well, not really, because I understand what I need to do outside. Like, and my son, like, I've been away. He's 7 now, type of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, you still need to reintegrate. I see how that makes sense, though.
100%. Yeah.
Because you still have to acknowledge what they're saying. Because if you just disregard completely no, it doesn't make sense. I'm not going DCAT. I need to be released. They'll just turn around and give you nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I had to be open to both outcomes, bro. Even though DCAT is not an option for me personally, bro. DCAT's not a place that I would end up if I was a natural prisoner.
Yeah.
Straight prisoner. And this was not the first time I went to prison. To get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, if you know how to adapt in there, you can cut through and do your time, bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, I really believe, you see, the ones who find it difficult in there, they're the ones who proper strive to get their DCATs and their... You see how we was just saying that in CCAT, people who weren't bad in dispersals and that act bad, DCAT is even worse, bro.
Yeah.
DCAT is even worse, bro, because now people are able to go outside and come back to the prison. So it's doubly confusing for them because they're going outside and they're back to their normal reality. So let's say you're going outside and in your world, you're that guy, bro. Like, you make things happen. You're the boss. But you see, in this prison, bro, you're not that guy, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not that guy. But you see, DCAT, it allows them to bring that confusion back into the jail.
Yeah.
So people start behaving different and weirdly, and they might have money Remember now, if I'm coming to a decat, I haven't been on road for the last decade, bro. I don't have no money.
Yeah.
People have got 20 years. They don't have no money. So when they're coming out, they don't really have much, or they don't know what to do as much as someone that's only been in for 3 years and got his decat.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just back to normal. Basically, it's not the same for a life or a long term. So I get why they do the integration stage, but there needs to be a process of finding out how well you are of coping when you come back out. Because I didn't have that many problems to come back out, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I kept as up to date as I could with things that were going on.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, the biggest thing that threw me when I came home was the McDonald's thing, bro. Like, how to order your thing on the machine.
Oh, in the machine.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what is this, bro?
Yeah.
Like, this is mad.
Yeah.
Like, this is mad. This is mad. But then, like, everything else, I was kind of, let me not lie, the McDonald's machine and Broad Lane, bro, that you could drive up it.
Oh, yeah.
That
Before it was a one-way, innit?
That made me nuts. That's been like that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
You see little things like that, you can't help. You have to come out
Yeah.
slowly to know these things. You understand? You don't want to just come out after 20 years, realize Broad Lane's a one way, bro, and be mad at it and just drive down. Just drive down it because you're used to it being a one way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying, bro? You need to slowly. There's certain things, bank accounts, driving lessons. My thing was, the first time I fully came out with an officer to spend a day.
Yeah.
And my thing, I had to literally ask him and say to him, it sounds even dumb saying it to you, and it sounds dumb saying it to him. I had to say to him, do they know I'm from prison? And he's like, how they gonna know, bro?
Yeah.
Are you wearing prison clothes? I'm like, well, no. Do you have a sign above your head?
Yeah.
Well, no. Am I wearing a uniform? Well, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe they won't know
that
I'm literally just came out of the prison walking around.
Bro,
do you get what I'm saying?
Wow, I completely connect with you.
Nah, it's mad.
I was speaking to a journalist the other day, and he was trying to understand like my first day out from prison, because I didn't get DCAT. I was released straight from a CCAT.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was trying to explain to him, bro, like, because we was in the car, I went to a service station and I went to the McDonald's, innit? And I felt like everyone there knew that I was, do you know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, I knew they didn't know, because how could they know? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was like, I was trying to really articulate that to him. He didn't really understand either, but I was just like, I think it's because when you're in that environment, prison environment, everyone knows who you are, you know who they are, prison officer and prisoner.
You know where you stand.
Where everyone knows everyone. Like, even if you don't know them, you know you're on that wing. Or do you know what I'm saying? But like, when you're out, you're not used to everyone just being an individual and just living their own life and just having different paths and
just interacting with normal people. You're not used to it, bro. So that's where the confusion comes in. It took me till about, I think, last year, bro, for me to be able to go into a shop and not feel like anxiety, bro.
Yeah.
Like a sweet shop, bro. I don't know what I want. There's so much things in here.
Yeah.
There's so much thing. I'm used to just ticking a sheet.
Yeah.
For so long. And then I'm so used to that sheet. Like, you get so used to the canteen sheet. You know what's there. You know what you want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going into a shop and everything I'm stressed, bro. Because I don't know what I want, to the point I'll walk out the shop with nothing.
Nothing, yeah. With
nothing. I have to go and figure out what it is that I want.
Yeah.
Think about it, make a decision, and then go there and get it.
Word. I really want to ask you exactly like how you felt maybe the night before you got released, like officially, and because you must have had your date, or did you know?
Bro, even the release, bro, nothing is straightforward as a life for an IPP.
Yeah.
I went for parole, sat there for like 2 hours, gone through that whole up and down anxiety process, bro, just to wait 2-3 weeks for a response. Yeah? And then, remember, I'd already gone through this process about 3 times already, you know? So, on 2 or 3 separate occasions, I've waited that 2 weeks and come back and heard, sorry, man. Like, unfortunately, like, they want like another 12 months or 9 months, or they're gonna come back to you, something like that. You get what I'm saying? So I've had to wait for that to come. And then what made it worse this time was my nana just died.
Oh, sorry to hear, man.
Thanks. And it was like I was trying to get out to the funeral now. Do you know, even if you don't release me, at least let me go to her funeral.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So I was putting pressure on the jail.
Yeah.
At that point, because at this point here, I'd already been in DCAT twice. I'd already been out numerous amounts of times. I'd just been kicked out of the DCAT. Now I'm in Elmley.
Yeah.
So you know my risk is not that high. I've been on over 100 rottles and come back to the jail.
Yeah.
Off my own fruition, bro. So you can let me go to my nan's.
Yeah.
You can let me go to a funeral, you get me? But it's a lot for them. It's a lot of people. It's a lot to let an IPP or even a lifer out of prison, bro.
IPP is kind of classed as a life.
Do you understand? Any one of those two, a lot comes in place for you to go to those things, you understand? So, like, my nana died, I was putting in my applications and all of that. And then...
Is that a rottle application?
Yeah, to go to a funeral and stuff. And then I called my solicitor one day, because I'm calling him near enough every other day after a week has gone by. Like, have you heard anything? Have you heard anything? And I called him and he's like, you got it.
Yeah.
Like, you're going home. So that initial feeling is like, yeah, like I did it. But bro, I'm still here. Now I have to wait for a letter to come. The letter can come in 6 weeks. 8 weeks. Do you know what I'm saying? So then there's waiting for that to come. And then before I got the letter, I think it was the night before, Gov was like, yeah, you're going in the morning. But at this point, I already know I have to wait for the letter and all of this stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not really taking in what he's saying, bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I know my nan's funeral is tomorrow, bro. Like, I'm pissed off. Do you understand? Like, I'm proper mad to get it. Like, especially because, like, I came out on one of my town visits and I'd seen her. I hadn't seen her my whole time I'd been in prison. It's my great nan.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And, like, when I did see her finally, she was like, she's ready to kind of, like, just rest now, bro. And I'm like, you got mad? Come here, like, take some energy.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, type of thing. Like, you're not going nowhere. You're good. And she died, bro.
Yeah.
Do you get me? But at least she kind of got to see me.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Before, and then it was like, the gov come and said that to me. I didn't really take him in, bro. And then 6 o'clock in the morning, they bust the door like, raw, yeah, you gotta go. I'm like, raw. Like, sweat.
Yeah.
But then, like, I couldn't even be happy, bro. Literally left the jail and went and bought funeral clothes, bro.
Word, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, literally went and bought funeral clothes, bro, and carried my nan into the church and out the church, bro.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? But, like, the only good thing about it was, like, it brought, like, a different dynamic to the funeral, bro, because people was obviously there sad because my nana died, but they ain't seen me in 10 years, bro. So it was like, oh my God, like, you're home, but nanny's died.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of balanced out that it wasn't all, like, just like depression and sadness, bro.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? There was a degree of upliftment because man was home, but then it was like, raw. Like, my nan's died, do you get me? But that's how that kind of come about. So I couldn't even... It didn't even hit me, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't even take it in being free. Like, being released. And then from there, I got to go straight to a hostel anyway.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it wasn't even... Like, man's free, but just out.
Yeah.
I still got to go to this hostel.
Yeah.
Probation is...
On
bang on
signings and that, yeah.
Bang on me. Like, their probation in the hostel
Yeah.
that I'm in. You get what I'm saying? So it's just meetings and all of that stuff and that. But I didn't really... It's only the last couple of years that I've actually, like, got to take in being released and being free. Do you know what I'm saying? At first, it wasn't real, bro.
Yeah.
I'd been in there for so long.
Yeah.
That become normal.
That was normal. That's what I was gonna say to you. And bro, I know you've been out 5 years now, innit?
Yeah, August, 5 years.
5 years. So
Yeah.
big respect to you for not even going back one time. You know, like you've
Yeah,
actually
love, man.
stayed out, and that is a big achievement in itself. But what I wanted to ask you is quickly, what is freedom to you, bro? Because you know, I think since then since you've been out, there've been lockdowns, there've been all of these things, but obviously that's not
Yeah.
not lockdown to you, innit?
Yeah.
So what would you call freedom? Like,
At first, I would say it was just like,
what are the things you appreciate as well? Like,
at first for me, it was just being able to walk, bro. Like to breathe.
yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying?
it is
Like,
different, innit?
like just to breathe, bro. Like to go anywhere that I pleased. Do you know what I'm saying? And eat when I want. Not have to live with people who, bro, I don't know. You're never gonna invite a stranger from the house, from the road into your house, bro,
Yeah,
to spend time with you. You would never do that. There's
Yeah.
nobody who would do that.
yeah,
But you're expected to do that in prison and get along. Do you get what I'm saying? Just that freedom of just being in my own space, bro, and not having my phone without having to. But I had my phone on silent for about a month.
yeah.
I came out, bro.
You think it's illegal to
Every
use your
time it
phone?
rung, bro, it was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, no, I'm actually allowed to use this, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like just those little things that man could properly appreciate having the internet. Not having just 1 to 5, bro. Like, do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like before you got all those Freeview stuff and that, like 1 to 5 was just real in there. I'm all in a jail where the channel 5 don't even work, bro.
Channel 5 never works.
It don't work. It's all static and
Yeah,
that, bro.
yeah,
Bare
yeah,
static. So
yeah.
you got 1 to 4, bro.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's your thing.
yeah,
Like every day, fam, and it's like that was my initial things I was giving thanks for, and now it's my daughter, bro.
your
That's what I'm
daughter.
saying.
Yeah,
Like last sort of 2 years, I ain't even realized no lockdown, bro. Like you see everything everybody else has been in, bro. I haven't been in that.
it hasn't hit you.
Do
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like I've literally like daddy mode.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then it's mad because like I came home and I was trying to do like I was on the music. I was trying to find a way in that kind of path, and my daughter sort of came along, and I kind of had to just,
put things down.
you know what I'm saying, prioritize
Yeah,
what I needed to do, and I still feel like I have the most freedom even with her, bro. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because without the freedom, you wouldn't be able to do these things. I weren't able to do these things with my son, bro.
yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? From he was a baby,
Mm.
so it's like I'm fully taking advantage of like the second chance I've kind of got to
Yeah.
be there and be consistent. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With me,
And you are
with me
consistent
being there.
with
And
your daughter, innit?
yeah, I try to keep it on a routine and consistent basis, like every day with her, because it's been instilled in me now. Like
Yeah.
routine is a thing that I am used to and that I need, bro.
Yeah,
To understand, I need to be able to know when this is happening, when that's not happening, when it's time to lock off, when it's time to relax. I need those things, and those are things that, even though they came from a bad place to me, I can pass on in a good way to my daughter.
yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of what I'm trying to do with
Yeah.
her. So consistency is the main thing, bro.
and respect as well, man. Because I remember the last podcast you did, it was like, I think you said at the end of it, like, this is probably the longest you've been away from.
From her, bro.
From
Yeah,
her,
bro.
yeah.
Like I don't. Like it's mad, bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't spend the days away from her and that. Like we just it's attached.
Yeah,
I'm saying I'd always have her with me and that.
and that gives you purpose, innit?
Yeah,
Like,
do you know, it's something to, because you have somebody that needs you, bro. Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That needs you to be there and hit all the points that you need to for them.
yeah,
You
yeah,
get me? So my thing is to make sure this little girl smiles every day.
yeah,
Do
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And everything is normal,
yeah.
and sort of the life that man was living doesn't affect her.
Her, yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? It's just as normal, as peaceful as possible.
yeah.
that I can do, and that's what I try to do every day, bro. Right now, and it keeps me safe and free.
Yeah.
Because my time is filled up. I don't have much free time for things that don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, respect, man. So one thing I wanted to ask you is because I know a lot of people that I was about from a long time ago know you was like one of the original MPK.
Yeah.
You get me? And how did you find coming out and going back to the area? How was it? How was that like for you, bro?
Well, like, you see, like, even though I'd spent near enough a decade in jail,
Yeah.
where the gang, so to say, had still been active,
Yeah.
regular updates were still getting passed on throughout the system.
Yeah.
So when I'm going on parole, the parole board members are saying, but the gang's still active. They're still responsible for this happening. And I'm like, it's not me though.
Yeah.
Been there for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You lot watch my visits, my phone calls, and all my associations. I've got 20 people I'm not allowed to speak to
Yeah.
or be with, associate with, communicate with, or a recall is pending, basically.
Yeah.
So all my communication and affiliation has been severed.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I don't have that type of affiliation anymore. And when it was leading up to parole, let's say, remember I said I had to stop moving affiliated even within the prison.
Yeah.
I have to be on my own a lot now and show them that it's just me trying to progress now as a man that understands his situation.
Yeah.
And coming home, I've had to keep the same energy because it's easy to have that energy to get out of a situation that you're in. And once you're comfortable, bro, to get back into your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So what I made sure that they did was when they, basically before they release you, they have to make sure that your license condition is, everything's ticked.
Yeah.
Every contingency they could take is, that they could possibly take, is in there. So my one now, I've got a lot in there, bro. Like I said, I've got 20 people I can't be in. I've got a few places
Can't go to.
I'm not supposed to be
Yeah.
in, just due to gang affiliation, and it's duty of care for other people and myself,
Yeah.
basically. So with that being said, let's say Tottenham is one of those places, or Northumberland Park,
Yeah.
I can't go to. I never challenged it, bro. Do you understand? I never challenged it to say, look, my mum lives there though. Like, what am I
Yeah.
supposed to do? Like, how can you cut me off from my mum? This, that. I never challenged it because, one, I know secretly it's going to keep me safe.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? If I'm not allowed to go there, it gives me a chance. It gives me a reason to not go there, for one.
Yeah.
Because if I am going to go back to jail for anything, it won't be because I can't follow instructions.
Yeah. Yeah.
It will definitely be because I broke a law.
Yeah.
Not because I can't follow a simple thing, don't go there.
Yeah.
And I was seen there, now I got a recall. That is dead.
Yeah.
I can't do that. So I made sure those kind of things I didn't really make a fuss of, because, do you know what? It led me to the place I was in, and I was trying to get somewhere better.
Yeah.
And you can't get somewhere better by doing the same things.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it was like, those are one of the things I didn't challenge. So my license kind of has helped me to maintain my peace, bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And enjoy my freedom to just be normal and enjoy doing normal things. Like, it's made me probably a lot more isolated and lonely because I don't have, like, necessarily all of the people that I grew up with,
Yeah.
because everywhere I now live is new.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then I'm at age and a point where I'm not trying to get to know the new boys in the area, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get to know everyone that lives here. I'll do my thing. I'm with my daughter more time. I'm not really trying to have people calling my name or remembering me or
Yeah.
let me talk. I just want to get along.
Yeah.
So my license, since I've come home, it's helped. Like, coming home has helped. It's made it easier for a lot of my decision making, and it's kept me away from individuals who didn't have good intentions for me
Yeah.
in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just ready to see your downfall or ready to gossip about what you may or may not have done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then, like, in terms of gang and old friends, bro,
Yeah.
like, bridges are just burnt.
That's my idea.
Like, none of the... It's not the same anymore. Things change. Like, over a decade, bro, you can't expect to not see somebody, not have any communication with them, bro, and then be the same, bro. Do you
Yeah.
understand? You're never gonna know them like that. Do you understand? So it got to the point where I've come home and I feel like even though prison is not the best place, it's not somewhere you would want to go to, but you might learn something from out there, bro. And you
Yeah.
see, I feel like I elevated to a point where I've come home and I can recognize when a lot of people are stuck
Yeah.
and still lost. They haven't, the light bulb moment hasn't
Yeah.
switched on for them, bro. They're still doing the same things I left them doing 10
10
years
years
ago.
ago, yeah.
To understand, how can I now, in a place where I've managed to get myself released, bro, come home and do the things that they are doing, bro?
Yeah.
And it's not on a elevated level, or it's not progressive, it's not even making money, bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It doesn't make sense. I can't do things like that for myself, and I can't do it for other people just to conform because I've come home now. And I'd rather be broke.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather be lonely, bro, than follow people. And that's always been my situation from a kid, bro.
Yeah.
Like, my thing wasn't being a follower. This is why they dealt with me the way that they did, bro.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because, like, even leading up to the offence and getting the IPP, it's like, it's my third strike for banging, bro.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I've all end up catching a case in the dock from assaulting one of my coldies, bro.
Oh, swear down.
In front of, like, the judge, the jury, in Wood Green Crown Court, because my cases were connected, basically. So my attempted murders were connected to a conspiracy, a conspiracy to commit violent disorder. So basically, the prosecution were trying to say that we lost the first case. Like, the first case, we lost that one.
Yeah.
Hence the reason why the second one took place. It was revenge for the first one. So they connected both of them. In the first trial, I've knocked my Cody out
Swear
in the
down.
dock. Got charged for it. Got a sentence for it, as well as the sentence for the actual case. So by the time I'm on my attempted murder charge now, it's like he's already on 3 strikes
Yeah.
for this now. So if he gets this, we can either give him my IPP or give him a long fixed term.
Yeah.
The long fixed term wasn't an option for the judge because of my age.
Oh, okay.
He didn't think
Whatever they was gonna
he
give you,
didn't
wasn't
think
gonna be.
that it made sense to give me, like, let's say a 15,
Yeah.
like 15 years because of my age. He thought that it made more sense to give me the IPP because parole would have been after 5 years if I behave.
Yeah.
I'm most likely gonna get out, not knowing how the system works
Yeah.
and what the process is going to be. He didn't even have a clue,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's why he gave it to me, because he thought that it's enough time for me to kind of grow up and change after 5.5 years, maybe 6.
Yeah.
10 wasn't in his
Yeah.
remit, bro. Or he probably would have just gave me the 15
Yeah.
because it made sense, and 10 years on license.
Yeah.
But he's done that because of my age to try and see if it would change me or force me to address my behaviors, you know what I mean?
No, of course.
And that, but since coming home, I've just been enjoying my freedom, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my daughter just growing, trying to get back to the music slowly,
Yeah.
and that,
And
and
you're good as well. I listened to a few of your
Oh,
musics
thanks,
and that.
bro.
Yeah, bro. You're actually good.
thanks, bro.
I've
Like,
put in the last video, I put one of your links up, but in this description as well, I put a few.
yeah, no, I love for that, bro, man. It's literally just been like since the baby's come, it's just been, do you know what I'm saying? Just loving spending the time with her
Yeah.
and that, and who knows what's gonna happen with the music.
Yeah.
Where we go from there, but Yeah, man. Love for having, man. And
Nah, come on, my bro.
because you know, it's not a lot of people are aware of the actual IPP situation, and then what makes it worse is people that even have it don't understand it
Yeah,
to a certain degree. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's always good to shed like
like,
light on it, on the situation that people shy away from, especially like when it didn't work, bro.
yeah,
Like nothing about it worked.
worked, yeah,
You get what I'm saying? I've just made it kind of work for me,
yeah,
but it doesn't work.
yeah. 100%. I don't think it works. Even the guy that made the law doesn't think it works. You know, but that's a different conversation, my bro.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, man. Thank you for coming down, bro. You got like a proper interesting story. I think even from part one, you dropped a lot of gems, and I feel like a lot of people can now get an insight into IPP
yeah,
and into your life as well. And I think a lot of people might have said before they see your interview that they might have judged you or whatever, not knowing all of the difficulties you've had to go through and what's made you the person you are today, innit? Do you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I just kind of felt like, bro, like after doing all of that and all of that I've been through, like you said, bro, that I don't owe anybody an explanation, bro. You
Yeah,
understand? Especially if you want to have a problem with me.
yeah,
I'm all down to kind of just
yeah,
have the problem. It might be a bit ignorant and it might even end up getting me in problems.
yeah,
But you haven't been in my shoes, bro.
yeah,
Even if you've been to jail for a long time, you haven't been in my shoes. We were in two different states in the prison.
yeah.
We're in the same establishment, but we're in two different states, bro.
Yeah,
And a lot of people don't get that.
yeah,
But if they're willing to sort of give me the chance to show them different by just speaking, I will do so, bro.
yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, it's the initial kind of step. It has to be on both foots. Do you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
gotta be willing to receive my information, and I wanna give it to you as well, bro.
Yeah.
If you just assume I'm ignorant, I'll just let you
yeah,
let you think what
Yeah.
you think, bro. And that was in jail as well. You come in for when you go to prison, bro. You go in for one crime, innit?
yeah,
They only know you based on that crime. It's only when they get to know you, you can actually, you're a decent person.
yeah,
You just did something wrong
yeah.
or made a mistake
Of course, yeah.
or something like that. But no, I love for having, man, bro.
No, I love for coming on, man. Like I said, I'm gonna put all your details in the description again. So if you wanna message Tion or follow him, follow the journey, hit him up. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, man. Delinquent Nation, Prison Diaries, we're out.
Wow.
Cold, yeah.